Hello, today I'm going to give you a little tour of my house. You saw the house the last time, just when we moved in. But since then, I have been waiting to make a home video, but I've been extremely lazy and waiting to get things into place. So today we're finally ready and I'm going to give you a quick home tour and show you what's included in the house, what you need to buy, and what our house looks like. But before that, say hello! Oh yeah, she's not very camera friendly, you can see. Say hello. 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 Well, she just wants to go outside because there's possibly a bird somewhere in the backyard and well, she wants to go, I don't know, play, kill. We've also got Mr. B. Hello. And the whole family's here. So we found this house on open rent and we got really lucky because we were seeing a lot of properties for at least a month and a half, and a lot of them said no to us because we had 2 dogs. So this was really honestly a great find. The thing is, open rent is not the most popular choice when it comes to looking for houses. Most people go through Rightmove. But in our case, the owners didn't want the hassle of having to deal with the agents, and open rent is a platform where you can post a house directly if you're a landlord. So we got really lucky as far as this house is concerned. The other reason why we got this house was because we have a Cocker Spaniel. If you've seen Hazy, she's a Cocker Spaniel, and the owner has a Cocker Spaniel as well, and they absolutely love Cocker Spaniels. And we told them that we were finding it extremely difficult to find houses because of the dogs that we brought all the way from India, all the way here. And we absolutely loved our dogs, and I think that's why we got the house. But whatever reason it was, we're really grateful. So our house is located in Maidenhead. And Maidenhead, if you take the fastest train, is about 25 minutes away from Paddington. So that makes for like a really good commute. It's not too far away. It's not too close into London where the areas are not really ideal. And Maidenhead has some absolutely great schools. It's a great neighborhood to live in. It's really beautiful. So all in all, this really perfect blend. We pay $1,600 for the house in terms of rent, and we pay $50 each additional for each of the dogs per month. So that's $1,700. I'm going to leave links to all of the furniture we bought from the UK in the description. And for the furniture from India, I will try and leave links as well. It's just that some of it is new, some of it is not. Some of it has been like bought over the past 15 years. So if it's there, great. If not, well. But I will try and leave links. If you like anything, you can just go pick it up. So through here, we have the hallway, and that's the kitchen like you can see there. On the right, we have the living room. We have 1 bathroom here. We have some closet space here, and upstairs we have the bedrooms and 1 more bathroom. So for the longest time, I have wanted to put a hallway table over here, and I've been considering it, but the problem is, like you can see, it's a very narrow passageway, and I'm worried that it will obstruct the dogs when they come and go in and out, or when we bring in heavy bags. But maybe, just maybe, we will. And this is all from India. Well, most of my decor is from India. The perks of getting a container. So while I didn't get the console table, I actually got a cube in the meanwhile, which basically houses all of the items that we need quickly while we're about to leave the house. And apart from that, I think we're really lucky because the house also came with an entryway closet. And this entryway closet actually helps us to store all of our jackets, all of our shoes, everything that you need just before you're about to head outside. So, you know, in a lot of cases, the one partner goes initially and then he finds a house and then their spouse and everybody else follows. But I'm so finicky over home decor and over how the house should look that there was absolutely no way my husband was doing that. I was like, I have to be around if you're going to pick a house. Because I have very specific requirements when it comes to a house. And this was something we always wanted. We wanted a house with French windows because I feel it's just easier when you have dogs and it's just a little more open, it's more flowy, a lot more inviting to live in if you think about it. And I definitely wanted big, huge windows because the UK does tend to get pretty cold. And if you don't have big windows through which sunlight is always streaming in, your heating bills are going to skyrocket. So this behind me is where I do most of my shooting. So most of my videos are shot somewhere around this table, and I work here at times. And it's usually also where we have all of our meals. And depending on the light for that day, I shoot on either side of the table, also depending on my mood. And now that it's summer, we have light throughout the day, so I can shoot through most of the day, which is really good. The only flip side to this is it gets really, really warm. Like right now, it's extremely warm and all the massive windows and doors aren't really helping. So while decorating our house here, I honestly had just two goals in mind. The first one, which is more important, was to keep everything under budget because we'd already spent quite a bit of money with the move, and buying everything from scratch would get really expensive. And the second thing was to keep things as neutral and light as possible because I would be spending the most amount of time in the house, and it was really important for me to have a really calm environment when we were going through so much of change in our life. In the middle of this home tour, we are going to stop for a minute and admire this lovely swing that I have, which was also part of the whole reason why we got a container in the first place. I think I was in love with this swing from the minute I bought it. It's from Urban Ladder, in case you're interested. And it is honestly the most comfortable swing I've ever sat on. And I was extremely upset at the thought of having to leave it behind when we were moving here. So when we did decide to take the container, I was super excited because there were a bunch of people who wanted to buy this off me. And I just kept stalling them in the hope that we would be able to take it along. But honestly, this is by far the most comfortable swing. Urban Ladder has a discount once a year. This was like 20,000 without the discount, and I waited all year round and the price was halved when I finally bought it. I love looking for a good bargain or a good discount. So I waited almost 9 months to buy this, which is why I love it so much. And in case you were wondering, you do get swings over here. You get a lot of outdoor furniture here because most houses, if you don't stay in an apartment, if you stay in a house, most houses have a lawn, and hence people have lawn furniture because of that. So you can buy one if you come here. I was just unsure of how comfortable they would be, so I decided to bring mine along. Now, even though I did bring most of the decor from India, obviously I couldn't resist the allure of more decor over here, so I did manage to buy a few pieces, not too many, just a few to help with the setting until our stuff came in. And apart from that, everything else was just from back home, just a few knickknacks from here. One piece of advice I do have is that if you are bringing your belongings along, it's really important to get your leather or your faux leather couches, because in the UK, that's one thing we have noticed. Faux leather couches are really expensive. I'm not even sure why. Anyway, like I mentioned, we also have one WC, which is downstairs, which is primarily for guests when they come home so that we don't have to take them all the way upstairs. Now, I'm somebody who really doesn't enjoy cooking, which is the only reason why we're okay with such a small kitchen, because, well, nobody would use it much. It's really small for the size, but I think most of the houses in this row have kitchens which are this small. I think we saw a video where they had remade the whole kitchen over here, which is a good idea, but since we're renting out, it doesn't really matter. Something you should keep in mind is that almost all houses in the UK have what is known as white goods. Now, white goods include your fridge, your washing machine and dryer, and your cooking range. They almost always all come with the house. Some houses have dishwashers, others don't, so it's not absolutely necessary for her to have it. And a lot of houses have storage options as well, which is great. In our case, we even had a pantry, which helped with the fact that there weren't too many cupboards, and the pantry has an option to stay cool and warm as you see fit. Moving on upstairs, we have what I like to believe is the attic from where the Japanese ghost will pop out. Haha. Alright. In the case of the bedroom, I honestly wanted to keep it as simple as possible because I actually like my bedrooms really, really simple, devoid of too much of drama or too much of color, because I honestly feel it interferes with your pattern of sleep. What I do recommend is an eye mask because it gets bright really, really early in summer and you can't sleep without one. What I also recommend is room darkening curtains because, like you can see, it gets really bright from 4:45 in the morning, to be really honest. So sleeping can be quite a challenge if you don't have a sleep mask and room darkening curtains. I also like to read quite a bit before I sleep, so I have these little bedside tables, lamps from IKEA, and a little bedside table and my books always beside me. So I usually store my laptop here as well, just in case I decide to work late at night. So ideally the perfect fit. And Arijit has got one as well, so that he doesn't feel left out, and in case he wants to bring a little work to the bedroom, then he has an option to do that as well. This was my little vanity table cum dressing table cum drawer that we got from IKEA, one of the other things we had to assemble all by ourselves. Also, just remember, when you move to the UK, you're going to have to assemble everything yourself. We got a plant from Habitat, which is an artificial plant, but just to throw in a little splash of color without it being overwhelming. And another great tip, it's great to have candles in your house, especially in winter, because it can drastically help you reduce the heating bills if you have a couple of candles burning in each room. Just remember not to burn the house down. And this is a cute little lighter that we got for all of the candles. Very cute looking. It's like a gigantic matchstick. And of course, there's the faithful ever Alexa, who wakes us up every morning with some brilliant music. Hey Alexa. Like I mentioned earlier, we bought all of our cupboards from IKEA and we assembled it ourselves. And initially we were really worried, thinking we wouldn't be able to do it, but if I can do it, anybody can do it. And I actually assembled the 2-door one myself, so it's not even too much of a challenge. Just remember, this is something you should keep in mind, that you have to assemble it yourself. And if you don't want something with too many drawers, you can always get a hanging option. Now, when you move to the UK, you might think you don't need a fan, and that's where you're extremely mistaken. We laughed at the fan when we first saw it because we came here in autumn. We were like, oh, we're Indians, we never need a fan. And right now, today, it is 38 degrees in Maidenhead, and it is horribly hot. And you absolutely need a fan, or you will not be able to sleep at night. Like, even if you open the windows, there's only hot air coming or no air. So if you stay in a house which gets a lot of light, and if you stay in your house a lot of the times and you're actually going to need it anyway because you're going to be here at night to sleep, you absolutely need either a ceiling fan or a pedestal fan. This house didn't have an ensuite bathroom, but it had one just outside our bedroom, so it still worked perfectly fine for us. The fact that I really liked about this bathroom was that it came with a shower and not a bath, because I genuinely believe baths are a pain. They're a waste of water, they're inconvenient, and you never usually end up using them. So glad that didn't happen. Lots of light though in this bathroom, which is why you need shades. The other good thing is it also came with a storage option and a heating option to keep your bathroom warm during the winters. Our second bedroom actually doubles as a workroom. If we have guests over, we'd use it as a bedroom, but most of the time it's either Arijit or I using it for work. And we have a piano which we haven't played, or an organ which we haven't played in a very, very long time, but we have big plans of using it, considering we bought it from Bangalore. But the aim of the workroom again was to make it as simple as possible, without too much fuss, without any distractions. But I also used it as a space to keep a lot of my knickknacks that I had bought from Bangalore. So it's kind of like this curio dumping corner right now, which I kind of need to fix, but eventually we'll get there. The great thing is it has plenty of sunlight which comes in throughout the day, and it gives you a great view while working through the day. So you're entertained if you think about it. And finally, we have the third bedroom, which is my son's bedroom, and it's perfect for a young child. And the absolute great part about this room was that the original owner, actually hand-built all the furniture here. So all the cupboards, the bed, the wardrobes, everything that you see was something that was built by the owner, which makes for great storage space, and we didn't have to spend extra money on any of it. And like you can see, my son loves dinosaurs. Well, that's it. So that's a wrap. That was all of our house. And I hope you like it as much as I do. I would love to hear any questions you have or any feedback you have on it. So you can drop me a message in the comment section below. And until next time, have a great weekend. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe.